Hey guys, welcome to the Grow with Joe podcast. I'm Joseph Wilson and I will be your Kingdom Assignment Coach. This is episode number 1, and in this episode I just want to tell you why I'm doing this. I felt strongly 2 months ago from the Lord that I need to set up a place where kingdom citizens, kingdom children, where sons of God, the children of God, have some kind of coaching in their pocket where every week they can get 1 or 2 little snippets of encouragement, mojo, motivation, whatever you want to call it, a shot in the arm, a kick up the backside, a slap to the face, just something to keep us going. Most of all, what I felt is we need a voice of encouragement, a voice of somebody who's going to be on our side, in our corner. And that is what I want to be to you. So I have run a fitness training business for over 8 years and I've taken it online. But the last 4 years I've been doing coaching and mentoring online. And I want to help you step into the fullness of what God has for you. So as we begin, I want to tell you that there is purpose in you. That our Creator, our Father, doesn't do anything by accident. Everything was created on purpose, with a purpose, for a purpose, and that includes you, my friend. You were divinely designed for something. There is something in you. It's woven intricately into the very core of your being, that when you step into alignment with that, everything in your life will catch that synergy. And I want to help you find that. I want to help you step into that. Now, one of the problems is when Christians talk about purpose, we make it so mystical and everybody is trying to make everybody else fulfill their purpose instead of understanding that we are different body parts of one body, but different body parts with different functions. Same body, same heartbeat, one Lord, one faith, one baptism, one God, one Father, yet we are unique expressions. Different expressions. And one of the biggest problems is we've gotten squeezed and thrust into a church mindset, a four walls mindset. And so if somebody can sing really well, they're made into a worship leader. If somebody can speak really well, they need to be a preacher or become an evangelist, and it needs to look like this, it needs to look like that, it needs to look like that. And we have shoved people into uniformity in the name of unity. And we have killed unique individual expression in many ways. And I believe that is changing right now. And God is calling you out of your box into your divine purpose. Lance Wallnau says this. And if you don't know him, you should Google him. But he says that through the research that he studied, 3% of people that go to a church are actually called to a ministerial calling in that church. 3%. That means only 3% of your 100-seater church or 1,000-seater church are called to be the worship leaders or the leaders over there, the preacher and the people that are actually going to do that stuff. But 97% of people are called to what? To what? Into the world. Jesus himself said, go into the world. And that means you have an assignment that requires you to go into the world. To go into the world. And so I have been seeing an awakening in the last 3 to 4 years of people stepping into their God-given purpose, and it doesn't look churchy. It doesn't look traditional. It doesn't look like what we have always thought it should look like. And so kingdom assignment is a subject that I'm going to be talking about a lot. Purpose is a subject I'll be talking about a lot. Identity is a subject I'll be talking about a lot. Taking action is a subject I'll be talking about a lot. We have seen this problem right from Paul's days, right from James's days, where in the book of James it talks about don't just be a hearer, be a doer of the word. Right from Jesus' days, where he invited people into action, and there were some that didn't want to take the action. Until today, in most Christian circles, you will see that there is a majority that doesn't want to take action. So why am I saying that I am your kingdom assignment coach? I'm not your pastor. I'm not trying to be some spiritual covering. I'm none of that. I am your coach. I'm here to inspire you, encourage you, empower you, motivate you to step into what you have been called and divinely designed to do. So every now and then you can tune in here, you'll see a little message on different subjects, things of the heart, different subjects on fears, insecurities. We're going to talk about it all. Talk about sex. What happens when you have sex? What happens when you have sex outside of marriage? Why the Bible is how it is. We're going to go into different understandings of it. But I am not a theologian in the sense that I've not studied it in that depth. I'm not trying to be that. I am not a teacher. I'm not trying to be that. I am just your coach helping you take your next step. And so purpose is super, super important. Okay, so this year I launched a challenge called Pursue on Purpose, and we had a whole bunch of people come in there for a 7-day challenge, and their religious framework started to get smashed and broken, and they broke out of it into starting to take risks with God, whether that be starting that business, whether that be launching that podcast, whether that be writing a book, whatever it looked like, starting that community project, whatever it was, just stepping out of the boat and walking on the word, walking on water, walking towards whatever God is calling them to be. So, yes, you have an assignment, but you also have an identity, and that identity is that you are a son of God, a beloved son of God. Jesus was the son of God. He knew his identity, but then he also knew his assignment. He was about his father's business. At age 12, he's in the temple having conversations about his father's business. So my whole reason for doing this is, actually, number one, I'm doing it out of obedience to my father. But number two, what does the father's business in your life look like? What does the father's business in your life look like? So I got questions for you, and I'll be challenging you and giving you homework. But here's my questions. What are you doing with your life? Are you just somebody who's followed the church track and you're in ministry trying to be a youth leader or pastor who's just running that church machine, and deep down you're dying, you have no fulfillment, you're not excited about anything, you're trying your best to look so holy and portray yourself to be a certain way, but you're struggling with your backdoor sin, you're struggling with things that nobody knows, and if they did, they might not even want to know you? Is that you? All right? Are you someone that you're going through life and you've been walking with God for 20 years, 30 years, but you have no idea why He even put you on the earth? After all my travels in the last couple of years, I've met people 50 years old, 60 years old, 70 years old, still waiting for God to tell them their purpose. And that is a wrong way of thinking, my friend. Your purpose is not something you're going to find out there. It is already inside you. In fact, you came to earth with it. It's in the very core of your being. The Bible says that you were fearfully and wonderfully made. While He was making you, He put purpose in there. And so this is not something that you look out there to find. It is actually something you explore and engage. And you might actually find that part of your God-given purpose is very linked to the desires of your heart, and is very linked to what you have already been doing in your life. Except you haven't gone all into that. So we're going to talk about purpose. We're going to talk about how to explore and engage your purpose. We're going to talk about what purpose is, what purpose is not. We're going to talk about all this kind of stuff, right? But the bottom line and the goal that I am telling you, you should have, and I should have, that we all should have, is that we carry the likeness of Christ. Romans 8:29, we were predestined to be conformed to the image and likeness. Not only should we be made in the image of God, which we are, but that we carry the likeness. That you and I can say without a shadow of a doubt that if someone has seen us, they've seen Jesus. That if someone has seen us, they have seen the Father. That we carry the very Christ nature. And I want to walk with you on this journey, talk through all kinds of subjects, and we're going to go deep on this, okay? So it's your time. It's your time. Stop wasting time. Stop wasting your life. Get about it. Get about it. Are you someone that has pursued the worldly ways to try and get a godly outcome? Right? Or are you someone that's pursued a religious way to try and get a godly outcome? Because God's not in the religion and He's not in the world, my friend. He is not in those two things. So we're going to talk even about kingdom. We're going to talk about kingdom, and we're going to talk about church and Christianity and how they're two separate things. How Jesus was not a Christian. He didn't come preaching Christianity. He brought a new kingdom. He ushered in a new kingdom to which you belong and I belong. And this kingdom and the reality of that kingdom carries completely different ramifications when you look at that compared to traditional Christianity and church-going mentality and what happens in most churches. Right? So a little bit of my backstory. 13 years ago, I had an encounter with God. It was radical. And I was drunk and I felt Holy Spirit. I became sober, and that began my pursuit of searching and finding this good Father. Finding this good Father. You know, religion is a pursuit and is a search that never finds. Kingdom life, walking with Jesus, is not a search or a pursuit. It is one that you've already found. Jesus said that when this man who found this pearl in the ground, this pearl of great price, he put it back in there, sold all he had to go and buy that pearl, that the kingdom is like that. When you see it and you find it, you will sell everything to have it. I'm talking about that kingdom, not churchianity, not Christianity, not religion, but the kingdom that Jesus brought, the kingdom which we have been born into, that family, that governmental structure. That's what we are on about. So I want to welcome you again to the Grow with Joe podcast. This is what we're going to do. We're going to grow together. We're going to keep moving. If you like this, remember to like and subscribe and share this with people that you think will be interested to go on this journey, people that want a pocket coach, because I will be your pocket coach. And just as I finish, I want to tell you something that I've been telling all my clients and all the people I've walked with over the last few years. This is a line that I use on myself that many people say every day, and it's helped them growing, help them get into a growth mindset, a growth journey. And this is the line: I am where I am, and I am growing every day. And so that is going to be our motto over here as we move forward. And this is ending episode number 1. We are where we are, but we are growing every day.